For a first-time triathlete, the open water swim is usually the most daunting thing. And so I think the thing to remember is that smooth is fast, trying to keep the nerves down, the anxiety down, which is kind of a big ask in the mass start, especially a deep water start too can be a bit intimidating sometimes. And so the thing that I recommended is to take a deep breath as soon as you feel, if you start to feel a tiny bit of anxiety, just open up on your side, take a big deep breath, exhale all the way, and then resume. If you can get on some fast feet, someone who's taking a good direction, that's a bonus. It saves you a lot of energy. The first 50 to 200 meters is going to really determine the rest of the swim. And so I always recommend pretty much going as hard as you can for that period of time, and then slowly settling in back to a pace that's manageable. The beginning part of the swim is the place where every time you have to sprint. Otherwise, it depends on the scenario. If there's a gap opening up in front of you, you might sprint there. Otherwise, I think it's best to lengthen out the stroke, be as smooth as you can, and cruise in to the end of the swim and get ready to run to your bike pretty fast. Positioning really depends on who you are as a swimmer and an athlete. If you're a very aggressive person and you're a fast sprinter, getting in the middle, straight line to the buoy is going to be your best bet. If you're someone who has a bit more anxiety or I prefer personally to have a bit more space around me, I always like to be on the outside. So that I leave that up to the athlete. That's a bit more of a personal one. The wetsuit removal seems to be a popular topic. I had a couple things that I've done throughout my ITU career, mostly because for us, like, a couple seconds can make or break your entire race. So you want to find every way possible to make it as smooth and fast as you can. So one thing we learned today was to put Vaseline on your forearms, down the front of your hand, and then also that's underneath your wetsuit, and also on the outside of your wetsuit, because when you're pulling it off, it's the outside of the wetsuit that's going to be on your skin. And we did the same thing down the calves. Another trick I use is to cut a couple inches off the bottom of both the arms and the legs to make the holes a bit wider so it's easier to get your hands and feet through. Those make a really big difference for getting the wetsuit off fast.